How's it going? Adam Drake here with another video for the Futaba T10PX radio. Today I'm going to talk about a new setting for the Futaba 10PX, and it is response. So we haven't had this adjustment in the past, but it's an adjustment that I've actually found very useful. So with response, that setting will come with the adjuster turned off. So the radio will come in the default form out of the box with the quickest response time. Now, it's kind of crazy to think, like, why would you buy the most high-end radio system and then want to slow down the response? And in most conditions, I would say you want to use the radio in the fastest setting. You want to have basically zero latency between the radio and the receiver, unless you're in a condition where maybe the setup on your car is a little bit off, the traction comes up, you've made changes to your car to kind of dial in and gain more steering, and then now the track has changed and the car just feels really aggressive and kind of edgy. So on the fly, you can go into the response setting and turn the response adjuster on. And then from there, you have the ability to adjust steering and throttle response. So there's 6 steps. And again, in most conditions, you're going to want to have the radio in the fastest setting. But maybe you're just a little off that day, or maybe you're not as sharp, and you kind of want to calm down, make everything a little bit smoother, and you're not worried about like being right on razor's edge and like hugging the pipe. You want to go out and just kind of put down a calm, clean run. You can go in, just click on either steering or throttle, and then just the plus or minus to turn up or down the response. So for me, again, I normally run the adjuster off, run it at 6, which is the quickest setting. But there are times at Thunder Alley, like if I go out and the track's dry and really high bite, maybe I have too soft of a tire, maybe I'm on a green compound tire thinking that they were going to water the track, go out and warm up and the car's really aggressive, kind of like twitchy feeling, especially like off center. I'll just go into the response adjuster, turn the steering down to 4. Normally, I like to adjust the steering and throttle individually. So if I feel like, normally, like if the grip comes up, you want to be able to put as much power to the ground and accelerate as hard as you can. So I'll maybe leave the throttle at 6, but if the steering feels too aggressive, I'll turn the steering down to 4. And when you change that setting, it doesn't change anything else as far as trims, EPA, things like that aren't going to kind of go out of whack. So I would recommend trying this first on a practice day, just so you can kind of learn how big of a difference it is from, say, 6 to 5 or 6 to 4. Some guys may not even feel that much of a difference at all. And ultimately, I feel like if you go out and your car is too aggressive, you should then make the change to your car. This setting is just kind of a band-aid to do on the fly. You're already on the driver's stand. You can't make a change to your car other than maybe like a ride height change or something small. And you just want to make it to where you don't have to like drive as like tense or feel like you really have to think about your wheel or throttle inputs. So I would think on the 8 scale side of things, at least for nitro, the steering is going to be a more important adjustment. On e-buggy, where e-buggies are almost always overpowered, I think the throttle response will be a little bit more important of an adjustment. And also like for 10 scale. 10 scale, if you go out, the track doesn't have the grip that you were hoping for, maybe you'll keep the steering response still at 6, but then turn the throttle down a little bit. I know this is a setting that I've talked with Joe Bornhorst about a little bit, and when he's run 10 scale on carpet, he'll turn the response down a little bit more than what he does like for 8 scale off-road. I've also talked with Spencer Rivkin about the setting, and I don't think Spencer's spent a whole lot of time on the track with this setting, because he chooses or prefers to use expo and speed, mainly on the steering side. So there's no just clear roadmap to finding the right setup for yourself. So again, I like to use the response setting. Joe does. Spencer prefers to use expo or speed. But it's just a really nice adjustment that we didn't have previously with the Futaba models, and we do now. So just wanted to talk a little bit about that and give you guys a little bit of brief information, but look forward to hearing what you guys have to say when you get to test these different settings yourself, and put some feedback in the comments, and we'll see you at the races.